Kemba Smith Pradia is a nationally recognized advocate for criminal justice reform whose powerful story of resilience and redemption brought national attention to mass incarceration and injustice. After a highly publicized legal battle and a presidential commutation from President Bill Clinton, Kemba became a voice for those impacted by the legal system. She is the author of the memoir Poster Child, The Kemba Smith Story, and an award-winning executive producer of the film Kemba. Through the film's impact campaign, she championed clemency for women affected by intimate partner violence, helping secure the release of Michelle West after 31 years of incarceration. Kemba has collaborated with members of Congress, led training for federal and state probation organizations, and worked with groups like the NAACP, Legal Defense Fund, the Sentencing Project, and the ACLU to influence policy. Her story has inspired youth and women to make healthier choices and understand long-term consequences, while also motivating students across academic disciplines to become advocates for social justice. This academic year, Kemba was an Equity and Action visiting scholar at the University of Pennsylvania. Kemba is a current board member of the Drug Policy Alliance and is an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and the NAACP. She has also served on the Virginia Criminal Sentencing Commission and the Virginia Parole Board appointed by Governor Terry McAuliffe and Ralph Northam, respectively. She has been advising officials from state houses to the White House. Due to her years of advocacy, in January 2025, President Biden granted Kemba a full presidential pardon. Right. Ultimately, Kemba knows that there is a lesson in each experience in life. She has embraced her experience, learned from it, and is now using that experience to teach others. I introduce to you this year's commencement speaker, Miss Kemba Smith Pradia.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Wow. I am truly blessed by being here tonight. Good evening, graduates, parents, families, teachers, mentors, friends, and everyone who showed up today to pour love into our future leaders. What a powerful day this is. I have to say it again to you graduates. What a powerful day this is. I want y'all to sit in it, ignore the noise. This is your moment. And you all need to just think sky high, sky's the limit for you. But I have to be a little selfish right now. I'm super, uber excited in the fact that this is my first graduation that I've had the chance to be able to share a commencement speech. So I want to thank Superintendent Williams, the board members, all those responsible for making the decision. But today we are gathered not just to celebrate diplomas and accomplishments, but to celebrate resilience, community, and excellence. To the graduating class of 2025, I am so proud of you. Let me say that again. I am so proud of you. Yeah, we're proud of you. Because I know that getting here wasn't easy. And I shared that with you. Being here on this stage wasn't easy. Thank God I don't look like my story.
Yes.
And I know I'm not the only person in this room that has a story to tell. So some of you had to push through grief, through health struggles, rigorous curriculums, through doubt, and through systems that can sometimes be flawed and biased. And still, you made it. You stand here not just as students, but as overcomers. And make no mistake, today is a celebration. A celebration of how far you've come, but also a celebration of how far you are about to go. Because although you're graduating from high school today, this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the story you now get to write. And what I need you to understand is that once I was a student just like you. I graduated high school. I was full of potential, just like you. I had the support of my family, and by the way, y'all, I didn't even like this picture back in the day. Never in a million years would I thought that it would have been on the cover of a magazine. But when I graduated from high school, I had the support of my family. I was raised in a middle-class, two-parent household, and my parents loved me deeply and wanted nothing but the best for me. I had the choice of Hampton University or Radford University. And the first time I stepped foot on Hampton University's campus, the first and only thing that was on my mind, because I went to predominantly white schools growing up, was, oh my goodness, look at all these fine black men.
Yeah.
I didn't care what I was gonna major in, what Hampton was good at, I just knew that it was the school for me. But that summer after graduation, when I left for Hampton University, I was ready to take on the world, but I was also scared and nervous. But what I didn't realize is that I was stepping into a space of freedom that I wasn't fully prepared for. See, the real test isn't just getting out of high school. It's what happens when you have more independence than ever before, and you're still figuring out who you are. I didn't really know myself. I didn't really understand my worth. I didn't know what it meant to have a purpose and protect it. So when I got to college, I found myself in a place of vulnerability, trying to fit in and trying to be accepted, especially by someone who I thought loved me. The relationship with the man who was a major drug dealer led me down a dark and dangerous road. I ended up in a world I didn't belong in, a world of violence, manipulation, illegal activity. And get this, I wasn't selling drugs, but the federal government held me accountable for 255 keys of crack cocaine, even though the prosecutor said I didn't handle, use, or sell it. Understand that you don't even have to be on the street corner to get caught up in a drug conspiracy charge. So due to conspiracy drug laws and mandatory minimum sentencing, my judge just saw me as guilty by association and used me as an example. I was pregnant with my son when I turned myself in, and then I was sentenced to 24 and a half years in federal prison. I was only 23 years old. I hadn't been living on earth for that long. But in an instant, my whole life changed. I went from college student with dreams to an inmate with a number. Can you imagine what it feels like to sit in a prison cell pregnant with your first child, wondering if you'll ever get to raise him? Wondering if your name will ever mean more than a headline, Kemba's nightmare. Never in a million years would I thought when I was in my white cap and gown that I would have this story to tell. But I want you to know something. Even in that dark place, I never lost my light. I never lost my potential. And eventually I began to remember the young girl I was before I made those choices. I began to understand that my voice still mattered and that I still had a purpose to fulfill. By the grace of God, through advocacy from me, my parents, various organizations, and influential people, President Clinton granted me clemency, and I was released after serving 6.5 years. But I want to be clear, I didn't get a second chance because I was lucky. I got a second chance because people believed in me. My parents, my family believed in me. And once again, in the audience, can we just recognize the parents, the families, the mentors? Graduates, I need you to remember that these people here supporting you are the people who are going to be there for you when times get hard. Don't start acting brand new after today. Wrap me out in plastic. My daughter would say, no, Mom, sit down, sit down. My parents are the heroes to my story because they supported me when I had no one. And understand also, it took me going into prison for me to realize just how great I was, and even from in prison, because you can mess up and make a determination that you want to do something different. And so when I went into the facility, I knew that I wasn't going to be out here on the street and screwing up and then go in prison and still screw up. I was going to make sure that I had the perfect inmate record that somebody could have, because if those prison doors open, I wanted to run through it. And so I taught Black history. I taught college courses, VT business. I took college courses. And I can remember a staff member saying to me, Kemba, what are we going to do without you? And in my mind, I'm like, baby, I just don't know, because one of these days I'm walking out these prison walls. I got a second chance because I chose to fight. And finally realized that my story could serve as a warning and a wake-up call. So when I look at you, ATAP, class of 2025, I don't just see graduates. I see dreams at a crossroad. I see the power of making the right decisions when no one is watching. I see figures that can light up the world or get dimmed by one single choice. Some of you may leave home for the first time after today. You'll have freedom, you'll have options, and you may feel like you have to prove something to the world, to your peers, maybe even to yourself. But listen closely. You don't have to perform to be worthy. You don't have to shrink or pretend to be anything other than who you are. And guess what? Obsessively looking at social media, or what do they call it? Bed rotting may tell your brain differently. Please know, you are already enough. You are already loved. You already have purpose inside of you. And I promise you this, if you learn to trust your inner voice, protect your purpose, and lean on your community, you will rise. Let me leave you with 3 life lessons that I learned, some the hard way. Don't let fear stop you from being great. I can remember in college, I wanted to major in biology. My biology teacher started writing these long Latin words on the board. I was sitting in the front of the class and I was like, baby, no, that is not for me. But one of the things I didn't understand is anything you want out of life is going to take struggle, perseverance, and hard work, and you're going to feel uncomfortable. And also, too, with this don't let fear stop you, I was scared to let my parents know that I was with a drug dealer, that he abused me, that he killed his best friend because he thought he was cooperating. I was scared to go to them. But understand that when you are stuck, sometimes your associates are just as lost as you are. And you better seek out community, that mentor, and not feel like you have to do things in darkness and figure it out by yourself.
Right.
I promise, I know we got to get these kids across, these graduates across the stage, but fear will tell you that you're not smart enough, not cool enough, not connected enough, but fear is a liar.
Yes.
If I had let fear silence me, I wouldn't be standing here today. I wouldn't have testified before Congress and the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. I wouldn't have met President Obama. I wouldn't have told my story of the fear of what people would say, because of the fear of what people would say. I didn't worry about what people say, and I still don't today. I wouldn't be working to change laws or helping young people avoid the mistakes I made. Your dream, graduates, might scare you, and that's okay. Do it anyway. The people around you will either feed your growth or fuel your destruction. Did y'all hear me?
Yes.
The people you keep around you will fuel your growth or be a part of your destruction. Understand, I wasn't criminally minded, but I chose the wrong relationship that took me down a path, again, that I never thought I would have been on. Watch who you give your time and trust to. Ask yourself, does this person celebrate my success? Do they hold me accountable? Do they push me toward purpose or pull me towards pain? My love that I thought I had pulled me towards pain. I didn't love me enough. And I'm gonna, again, close it on up, but one of the things that we don't believe in our community, and I'm talking to the graduates and to the overall community, is that we don't believe in therapy.
Yes.
And so oftentimes in our community, we don't heal from our trauma because we're still holding on to some past pain. But understand, you are not obligated to keep people in your life just because they've always been there. Sometimes elevation requires separation.
Yes. Come on.
Third, my last, remember who you are and walk like a lion.
Yes. Come on, lion.
You come from royalty. You walking down the halls at ATAP with your struggle and sacrifice. After you walk across this stage, you are a legacy. What kind of legacy are you going to bring to ATAP? You are not just students. You are ATAP's legacy. You are a lion. And what do lions do?
Roar.
They move with strength. They protect their pride. I'm going to get there. They don't chase approval because they command respect. So whatever life takes you next, walk like the lion you were born to be. Own your voice, claim your space, and don't let anyone tame your what? Tame your roar. The world you're entering is not easy. It's still unequal, it's still unfair, and yes, there will be people who doubt you before you even speak. But you are not powerless. In fact, you're exactly what the world needs. We need your ideas, we need your leadership, we need your creativity, your style, your truth, your energy, your fire. So vote. Speak up, start a business, protect your community, tell your story, build something that outlives you. And when you feel tired, remember you've already made it through a global pandemic. You made it through online learning, shutdowns, loss, racism, everything that tried to break you, and still you rise. So rise like the lion you are. Rise like the sun over the city skyline. Rise like your ancestors dreamed you would. Because ATAP class of 2025, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. What will your story be? I share mine, but I don't want y'all to have this story. The reason why I've been sharing my story for over 25 years is because I don't want y'all to have to go through. I don't want none of y'all to step through prison or jail after today.
Yes.
So I hope you hear my every word. And for any of the community that's in the room, there are formerly incarcerated people because we are closer to the solution than some of these experts and researchers, but that's why we advocate. So graduates, what will your story be? We are rooting for you. We believe in you. And most importantly, don't you walk out of here thinking that we don't love you.
Yes.
We love you. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing me this moment. And I pray continued blessings and success to each and every one of you. Thank you.